Afternoon, how are you doing? Welcome to Thursday, the 13th of the 11th, 25. Good grief, we're rattling along. This time next week, we'll be packing a van or thinking about packing a van ready for the retreats. Quite looking forward to it. I haven't got a huge amount of, well, I've got one class this time. We've got a couple of people coming out. We've got Gail and Frog. Gail and Andy from Crafty UK. I think Joe's coming with him. So yeah, that will be nice. They'll be there selling their wares and talking you through a few things. So that releases me from classes, so I'll be able to sell lots of fabric, which is my favorite hobby. What are we doing today? I'm going to give you a quick look see at what we're doing. So this is what we're doing today. This is, if you're interested, this is all done with one fabric. One fabric, that's another fabric, but it's one fabric. And this is another, but it's one fabric. So I'm going to show you how that happened. But before we do, I'm going to show you a new layer cake that's come in. We're taking it on Sewing Street, but there are 7, I think, in the shop. And it's just, and we got it in charm pack and jelly rolls as well. So this, you can imagine what it is, because I am so excited about it. We have this, it's called Sunburst. So if I go to 5, look at this. Look how pretty that is. It's all batiks. We've got some of it on the bolt as well. It's just yummy. Look at that. Look at those colours. Really bright and joyful. It's called Sunburst Batiks, and it is on the thing. I meant to bring it over to show you last week. I'm actually going to be doing a quilt out of this for Sewing Street. So I'm beyond excited to do it, because it's just beautiful. You know I like a batik, but I am in love. So, right, this pattern I saw on it's Sewing Parts Online, I think, and his reels come up all the time. We did them. Lemoyne Star was one that I took off there. This is one that he showed, and I've just taken it to other levels. I wake up in the morning thinking about this, so I'm really, it's fired something in me. I cut up different fabrics to see what they look like, because I want them to be, I want to see how they work in different patterns. So, hiya Claire, hiya Kate, how are you? I haven't seen you in ages. Hi Heather, how are you? And Melba and Jean and Sharon. Is that a new name for me, Sharon, or have I just missed you? Right. Where are we going? We're going over there. Sorry, brain went. So this fabric is called, I wrote it all down so that I wouldn't forget. It's on the website. It's called What a World. Okay, so that's this fabric. This one, and it looks wonky because the lines are wonky. They're not straight linear lines. They're like freehand lines. So they're all different sizes and everything. And look at it. It's just amazing. And it's just one piece of fabric. I've not added another one or anything. So this works really well. And then this one is a very sweet Christmas. Now these are more linear, so you get more definite squares. Now this one, I can't remember what size I cut this one out, and they're not put together well because I was throwing them together yesterday. They are not squared up or anything. I've just I've just thrown them together, really. I was a very bad girl and I didn't square them up. But they must have started, this one must have started at 9, 8.5, 9. Because you lose, because we're cutting it into diagonals. So this fabric, you can see, makes a square because I'm using, well, I'll show you. And then this, because I'd cut 1/2 meter of each of these pieces, I cut those out. There was little bits left over, so I cut little, I sewed little ones. You can always tell how excited I am for a project by how many practice pieces I do. So the one we're going to use today is this. Okay, there will be no sewing. There is no need for me to sew because you'll get the idea without me sewing, and you know it always goes Pete Tong when I start sewing. So we're just going to cut, and in fact, I don't even need to cut it because I've already got some cut ready. But this fabric, you can see the stripes in it. This is from the Wanderlust. It's a what are they called? Who is it? The Wanderlust. Anyway, Moody Blooms people. So this is how it turns out. Look at it. It's like picture frames. I just love it. I love it so much. Okay, so these little ones would have started out at a 6.5, maybe a 7. Maybe a 7. Well, that would be good because I think I cut the other ones at a 7 as well. So we're going to show you how to do this. Okay. Now you can't. The chap that I was watching, he did a whole repeat. Okay. So a whole repeat is from. Let's open it out. A whole repeat was just too big, I think, on this one, and I thought, well, if we just make sure that we're cutting the same repeat all the way through, it won't matter. Okay. I nearly burst into song then. So I can see that the repeat here and there. So if I bring that down to there and look up here, it's about a it's upside down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's about a 14-inch repeat. That would be a 14-inch block. That's a big block. It would work, but it's a big block. So what I decided to do was I went from this edge here and I cut. See, there's the repeat here. That's right. There's the repeat there of this one. So what I did was I cut it. I thought I cut it in the blue. I did cut it in the blue. If you fold it, you need to cut it off. So we're going to do like a what size block did I cut it at? I cut it at, will that be a 5-inch block? No, it would go that way, wouldn't it? 7-inch. I cut 7 inches. So if we work out, no, you have to do it in the repeat. You have to do it in the repeat. So we're going to cut along here, okay? If I can find the rotary cutter. There we go. So we want a long ruler. Are you keeping up with me? So who have I got in? Because I've missed some of you. Hi, Leslie and Angela and Sonia, Carol. Oh, Sarah, Create Joy. That's it. Thanks, love. Are you selling stripy fabrics? My hip was fixed last week. Oh, amazing. I hope you keep going from better to better. Right, so I'm going to cut off here because I think I can get three along there. Right, so that's one. And then we can cut it off again at that point. It's a repeating stripe. There are loads of stripy fabrics in the shop, Heather. They'll all be mixed within all be mixed up within the ones, you know, they're, but there are loads of stripes. The ones on the new golden are wiggly stripes. I am very much wanting to try those out. So I have 3 of the repeats here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one and I'm going to lay them right sides up on each, you know, right sides up. And then I'm going to make sure that I'm lining them up correctly so that they all meet. So we know that I've cut it on that white line, okay, on that white line. So I'm going to make sure that all 3 of those line up. You see, I've lined up that white line there, and I've covered Dave with me with my bits. I'm going to put a pin in it there. Then I'm going to find, there's a gold line there, which is a definite, I know it's a straight line. So we're going to line that gold line up there, like that. I'll put a pin in that there. And then I've got this blue, aqua, and the orangey colour. Now there's a good chance that my edge wasn't straight to begin with. Maybe straightening up the edge to begin with would be a jolly good idea. But I've got one, it's lining up with that gold one, and it lines up with that gold one there. So you want them to line up so that when you put your square in, it actually gives you a definite square. Okay, so we're going to cut out of that. Now I want to make sure that it's all laying straight, so we're going to pin exactly the same places, but we're going to pin the other side. So I'm lining up my white. So we're just making sure everything sort of lines up. In fact, I'm going to cut a straight edge on this side because it's going to make it easier, because they are definitely not level on that side. So you want to have those white ones together like that. I'm going to put a pin in that. And then we're going to put this gold one together. Hi, Maureen and Joyce and Patricia. How are you? We're all well here. I'm tired. I don't know whether it's the time of the year. I'm tired and my eyes just don't want to stay open. So I think it's a bit of winter blues. However, the sun is shining today, so maybe that's why I'm so exuberant. Right, so I'm hoping now these are pretty much straight. It's not going to matter if they're not definite. Do you know what I mean? It won't matter if they're a little bit off. And we are going to take our square, and I want to cut 7 inches. Okay, because it will match with what I've already cut. So I just have to choose, just, you know, go for it. So I must have had a bigger, no, I've got a whole thing, and I know I could get 2 out. Yeah, they are 7. I thought I can get 2 out that way. Maybe that's what it was. And then I ended up with this down here. Right. So we're going to just place our square. I'm going to have to take that pin out, I think. Now I've got an end here. Oh, I'm still at, let's move that down. There you go. So I'm going to make sure that I can line up. I've lined up a line on this gold one so that I'm relatively straight. So I'm going to cut up there, and I'm going to cut off there. So now I know if I turn it round like that, I know that's a 7. So I can line my 7 up there, and my 7 like that. So line up there like that. And across here. So I've got one pile of 3. Okay. Now it would probably be better to, if you have a whole things there. If you have a whole something or other, no, we want 7 from there, don't we? If you have a whole meter, you'd be able to get more squares. Okay, that's my issue here. Is I'm working with 3. You'd be able to get 6, which would be 6 layers, which would be an even number. I think you need an even number, whereas I've only got 3. However, I have a load anyway. So this we can cut more out of later. Okay, so I now have, I have 6 like that. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to line those up, and then we are going to cut these into diagonals. So I'm going to go up there like that. Now if you've got a twisting, or you can walk around your table, then do that. I've gone too far. And you needed a quarter turn or a half turn. So there we go. So they're pretty much together, and we're going to cut another diagonal there. Okay. Like that. So you can cut any size you want. I could cut that at a 9 if I wanted to, or a 6.5, whatever you want, you can cut it. Right, so you're going to remove the 2 side pieces. Okay, we're going to come back to those 2 side pieces. So you're now looking at these. Okay, so you need 4 or 8, I think, in that stack, not 6. Doesn't matter if you've got 6. So, oh, mind you, if you had 6 in a thing, you would then have 12 here, which would work, because you need 4. So you're going to put that one there. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to take another one. Then we're going to do that. Can you see what it is yet? Oh, we're going to do that. How cool is that? Look at that. That's amazing. And then I'm going to put this one by here, like that. And that one like that. Now I can get this closer, but I can't get it further away. That's the problem. For you to be able to see how it all goes together. So there's that one, like that. And then we're going to bring these back in. Remember these? So you're going to take these these are horizontal lines and these are the vertical lines. So you're going to take your vertical line. Let's put it down there so that I'm not like that. And then what we want to do is make a square here. So you need the other one. Can you see I've taken one from this side? I'm going to take one from this side. I'm going to put that there like that, which gives us a square, a right angle. We're going to take this one. I'm going to put that up here because I want to match this bit up here like that. And then I'm going to take this one and put this one up here because I want it to make these squares here. Okay, like that. I love it. So I want this to look like the squares underneath. So if I put that there and then put this one here like that, these are from the same pile that I've been using. This will give that impression that that square is behind it. So I want that one there and that one there. Like that. How cool is that? That is just one of the best things that I have seen in a while. I am just so excited about it. How cool is that? So you're just going to sew that one. You'll put these right sides together and sew down here. I'm not going to sew today. I've decided. So you're going to sew this down here. Flip this one over, sew that one down here. Iron them, flip them out. Make sure that this is straight. And then you're going to sew these two, this half to that half. Okay. So you will end up with, where's my bit that I've already sewn? I've lost it. There you go. So you're going to end up, depending on where you cut your square, will depend on what these end up like. You can see here, I've got this corner here matches this corner down here. Let me move that up so that you can see. Can you see that is pretty much what I've cut? So yeah, it is beyond exciting to me, isn't it? Just ooh. So how so where are we going? Got as far as Maureen. Did Sarah say last week that by using a top stitch needle that helped them? Yes, or use a metallic thread, metallic needle. It is magic, isn't it? It's just, I just really rebel. It's really just it. I can't believe how much it excites me. It's just sad. It makes me happy, almost as happy as big knickers. Big knickers. The day I found big knickers, you know, full briefs, was the happiest and saddest day of my life. I am no longer prepared to just disrobe anywhere because I'm no longer sexy. But I am comfortable. Right, that's it. Sarah said the penguins and the Santas, the bells that she was doing yesterday, she's put more on the website, but I have noticed some of you have already found it. Okay, so if you missed out yesterday, go and have a look. There might be some more on there. So there you go. Right, I'm going to go and leave Sarah and go home and sew because I just want to make a whole quilt of this. I've kept some of that fabric at home as well. I've got a meter at home, so I'm going to make a big quilt in it because it makes me happy and I don't care. So I will see you next week. And we've got nothing on this weekend. Oh no, we're in Swansea. We're in Swansea this weekend, but we have no shows or anything. So there you go. I will, see you next week and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.